Welcome back to Chase Circle, where every story takes you a little adventure. Today, I'm going to share with you a story that's full of surprise and maybe even a lesson or two. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into this journey together.
There's no room for her at the table. My mother didn't lower her voice. Like Lily wasn't a 9-year-old kid sitting 3 feet away, clutching a paper plate and blinking hard so she wouldn't cry. I was still at work. New Year's Eve. Fluorescent lights. Burnt coffee. My phone pressed to my ear in the break room. "Mom," I said, calm on purpose. "Put Lily on." A pause. Then my sister's laugh, Vanessa. The one that always sounded sweet until you heard the blade. "She's fine," Vanessa said. "We're just adjusting the seating." "Put her on." Glasses clinked in the background. Someone shouted about midnight. My dad jumped in like a referee. "Emily, don't start. It's New Year's." "Is my child safe?" I asked. "She's safe," my mother said. "She's just being a lot. The guests are here. We can't have her underfoot. It's for everyone's comfort." "For everyone's comfort," I repeated, because my brain needed to hear it twice. Vanessa exhaled. "We're sending her home, Em. There's an Uber outside." "No," I said. "She's 9. You live 15 minutes away," Vanessa snapped. "Stop acting like we're abandoning her." "I'm at work," I said. "I can't." "Then maybe you should have planned better," my mother cut in. "It's not our job to babysit when you choose to work on a holiday." That's when it hit me. Not just what they were doing, but that they expected me to accept it. If you've ever been told to endure because you're strong, you'll understand this hit, like so this reaches the right people. I grabbed my coat and left. No debate. No explaining. At work, people pretend emergencies are inconveniences until they're not theirs. On the drive home, I kept calling my mother, my father, Vanessa. No one picked up. Fireworks were already popping somewhere across town. Our street looked warm and busy neighbors in doorways, music drifting out. Our house looked dark. The porch light was off. The front door was closed, but not fully latched. I pushed it open with 2 fingers. "Lily," I called, keeping my voice normal. No answer. The living room lamp was on, turned low. And there she was, on the couch, still in her puffy coat, sneakers on, backpack on her lap like she'd been holding it the whole time. She looked up when she heard my keys. "Oh," she said, like I'd been gone 10 minutes. I knelt in front of her. Her knees were cold through the fabric. "Why didn't you call me?" I asked. Lily's eyes flicked away. "I wasn't supposed to." "Who told you that?" Aunt Vanessa. "Of course." "What exactly did she say?" I kept my voice steady. I didn't want Lily to feel like she'd done something wrong. "Lily picked at her zipper. She said you were busy, and I shouldn't bother you, and it would make you look bad if you got upset." "Make me look bad. Reputation. That's always what mattered in my family." I pulled her into my arms. She stayed stiff for a second, then melted. "Did the driver bring you inside?" I asked. She shook her head. "He stopped out front. I used my key." My stomach dropped. Lily had a key for after school, not for being dropped off by a stranger on a holiday night. I looked her over without making it obvious. No bruises, no tears, just that too quiet look. "Tell me what happened," I said. "From when they picked you up." Lily took a breath. "Grandma and Grandpa came after dinner. They said we were going to their house for the countdown. Aunt Vanessa was there. At first it was fine," she said. "Snacks. Balloons. I helped pass out the little hats." Then her mouth tightened. "More people came. Grandpa started making drinks. The music got loud." She stared at the carpet. I asked Aunt Vanessa if I could show her my drawing. She said, "Not right now," and pushed my hand away. That small motion made my chest go hot. "What happened at the table?" I asked. "Everyone sat down," Lily said. "Aunt Vanessa told me to sit by Grandma. I did. Then I asked for ketchup." "Ketchup," I repeated. Lily nodded, already ashamed. Aunt Vanessa whispered I was ruining the vibe. Then Grandma said, There's no room for you at the table anymore. My throat tightened. And you told them I was at work. I said I didn't know what to do, Lily said. Grandma said, "Don't make a scene. It's New Year's. I noticed one mitten was missing. Where's the other one?" "I think it fell outside," she said, "in the driveway." Of course it did. And of course nobody went back. I opened the family group chat. Photos were already there, my parents smiling, Vanessa with a champagne flute, a wide shot of the table. A long table, with empty chairs at the end. Then a new message popped up from Vanessa. "Happy New Year." Lily wanted to go home early. She was tired. Don't overreact. I stared at the heart like it was a warning. Then I opened the tracking app I keep for emergencies. Lily's phone dot was still active. It wasn't at my house. It was sitting at my parents' address. They didn't hold her phone so she wouldn't lose it. They held it so she couldn't reach me. Before I tell you what I did next, tell me in the comments if this was your kid. Would you drive straight to their house right then? Or would you wait and think first? I didn't drive to my parents' house that night. Not because I didn't want to. I sat on the edge of Lily's bed after she finally fell asleep, keys in my hand, picturing myself showing up and blowing up their perfect party. But I know my family. If I showed up angry at 12:30 a.m., Vanessa would smile like she'd been waiting. My mother would cry. My dad would say, "Look at you, Emily. You're out of control." And by morning, the story wouldn't be about a 9-year-old sent home in a rideshare. It would be about me ruining New Year's. So I stayed quiet. I took screenshots Vanessa's heart emoji, the tracking dot showing Lily's phone still at my parents' address. Then I wrote down the facts. Time, place, exact words. 11:07 p.m. There's no room for her at the table. 11:09 p.m. Uber is outside. 11:42 p.m. Lily arrived home. Alone. Facts don't get gaslit as easily. At 1:16 a.m., I texted my mother. "Did Lily ride home alone in an Uber?" No reply. At 1:17 am, I texted my father. "Did you watch her get inside?" No reply. At 1:18 a.m., I texted Vanessa. "Where is Lily's phone?" 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. I didn't sleep. I just listened for any sound from Lily's room, like the house itself needed to prove she was still here. In the morning, Lily came out in her pajamas and asked, "Are you mad?" "Not at you," I said. "Did I do something wrong?" That was the real injury, not the Uber, the way she'd been nudged into believing she was the problem. I crouched so we were eye level. "You did nothing wrong. Adults are supposed to make room for kids, not the other way around." While Lily watched cartoons, I called Uber. I wasn't trying to start a war. I just needed to know what happened between my parents' driveway and my front door. After a lot of holds and scripted apologies, a supervisor confirmed the trip. "Who requested it?" I asked. "It was requested from an account under the name Vanessa K," she said. "Were there notes for the driver?" I asked. One moment. Then, the note says, "Passenger is a child. Please drop off quickly. No need to wait." I closed my eyes. No need to wait. That wasn't an accident. That was a choice. If you're still here, tell me this. Have you ever had a family member do something dangerous and then act like you're the problem for noticing? Drop a comment, because I swear this pattern is everywhere. I asked, "Did the driver confirm she got inside?" "It was marked completed at curbside," the supervisor said. Curbside, meaning Lily walked from the street to our door alone on New Year's Eve. When I hung up, my phone buzzed. "Vanessa, stop being dramatic. It was 15 minutes. She's fine. We did it for you." For you. They always wrap the harm in a bow like it's a favor. After that call, I tried one more thing. I called my mother. She picked up on the 3rd ring, like she'd been staring at the screen waiting to decide whether I deserved the courtesy. "Yes?" she said, clipped. "I need Lily's phone," I said. "Bring it to me, or I'll come get it." A small, offended sigh. "Emily, it's New Year's Day. Can we not do this?" "You told a driver my child was a child," I said. "You told him not to wait. That's not this. That's safety." My dad's voice came through in the background, muffled, like he was coaching her. Then my mother said the line I knew was coming. "We were doing what was best for everyone," she said. "You work so hard. We didn't want to bother you. We did it for your family." My family, meaning the image of it, the version that makes them look generous. "So your solution was to send her home alone," I said. "She wasn't alone," my mother snapped. "She had the driver." That's when I understood the gap between us. In her mind, an adult stranger paid through an app counted as company. In mine, it counted as risk. I asked, "Did you even tell him to make sure she got inside?" My mother went quiet for half a beat, then softer. "Emily, don't be dramatic. People are listening. People are listening." There it was, the real emergency. Not Lily, not me, the neighbors, the friends, the guests who might hear the truth. I hung up. A minute later, Vanessa texted again. "You're making this bigger than it is. Mom's upset. Stop punishing everyone over a chair. Over a chair." That was how they planned to shrink it. Then I watched Lily on the couch. She was curled under a blanket, but she kept her backpack close, like she still didn't trust the room. That detail felt off, like her body had learned something overnight. Don't settle in. Don't take up space. So I chose my symbol. Not yelling. Not showing up to fight. Paper. On January 1st, I wrote a letter. No insults. No emotional language they could twist. Just what happened. What was said. What was done. And one line they couldn't dodge. A 9-year-old is never too much to deserve safety. I printed it. Signed it. Put it in an envelope. Then I went to my desk drawer and pulled out the spare key to my parents' house, the one they'd given me years ago, because family. I set it on top of the envelope. That afternoon, I drove over alone. I parked across the street and walked up like I was delivering bad news. I slid the letter under the doormat where my mother always hides things. Safe. I placed the spare key on top, heavy and obvious. I knocked once. I heard footsteps inside. Someone came close to the door. And then, nothing. No handle turning. No apology. Just silence, like ignoring me was the last bit of control they could hold on to. If you want to hear how this ended and how I made sure Lily never had to ask for a seat again, subscribe. Because the next part is where my family tried to punish me for refusing to swallow it. Nobody answered the letter. Not that day. Not the next. The envelope was gone, which meant they saw it. The spare key was gone too, which meant they understood the message and chose silence anyway. Silence was their first punishment. In my family, you're supposed to crawl back when they go quiet. I didn't, but the harm kept echoing in small ways. Lily started asking permission for basic things. "Can I get water?" she'd ask, standing in the kitchen like she wasn't sure she belonged there. "Can I sit here?" before dropping onto the couch. Our couch. That wasn't Lily's personality. That was training. A few days later, she came home and went straight to her room. No snack, no chatter. I found her on the floor with her backpack open, taking things out and putting them back in again. "What's going on?" I asked. She didn't look up. Aunt Vanessa called my teacher. My stomach tightened. "What do you mean?" "She called the school," Lily said. "Miss Daniels told me." I called the school. Miss Daniels sounded uncomfortable. "She didn't say anything inappropriate," she told me. Careful. "But she asked if Lily seemed stressed. And she said your family has been helping a lot and just wants what's best." Helping a lot. They picked Lily up for a party, called her annoying, and shipped her home like leftovers. Now they were helping. That night I searched my email for Uber. Years ago, Vanessa had added me as an emergency contact on her account and called it thoughtful. A receipt was sitting there. Writer, Vanessa K. Pickup, my parents' address. Drop off, my address. Time, 11:24 p.m. Note to driver, passenger is a child. Drop off quickly. No need to wait. Plain, permanent. Then I listened to my mother's voicemail from New Year's Day, the one I'd ignored. "Emily," she said, sweet as syrup. "We love Lily, but you can't keep acting like the world revolves around your feelings. People were uncomfortable. Lily was being loud. Vanessa was trying to keep things nice. We did what we had to do for the family. For the family. Then, like she was offering a lesson, you should be grateful we included her at all. Some kids don't even have grandparents. My hands went cold. If you've ever had someone tell you to be grateful for basic decency, hit like. Not for me, for the people who need to hear they're not crazy. After Lily went to bed, I asked her quietly, "Do you want to see Grandma again?" Lily didn't answer right away. Then she said, "I don't want to go somewhere. I have to be quiet the whole time." "Okay," I said. "And I don't want to sit at the end anymore," she added. The next morning, my father showed up at my job. He stood in the lobby, smiling at the receptionist, like he was there for a casual visit. Public. Controlled. "Your mother is hurt," he told me, low. "You know she didn't mean it the way you're taking it." "I'm taking it the way it happened," I said. He sighed. "Vanessa's getting a lot of criticism, and it's making the family look bad." There it was. Not Lily's safety, their image. "I have the receipt," I said. "I have the note that says no need to wait." His smile flickered. Just a second. Then he recovered. "Emily, do you really want to blow this up? Think about Lily's future. She needs family around her." He held out a bright gift bag with a gold ribbon. "Your mom wants Lily to have this. A peace offering." I didn't take it. "What's in it? A necklace?" he said, then added quickly, "Something special. A symbol. A purchase." "I'm not negotiating my daughter's safety with jewelry," I said. His jaw tightened. "You're making this harder than it needs to be." "No," I replied. "You made it dangerous. I'm making it clear." He stepped back like I'd slapped him. "So, you're cutting us off over one night? Over what you taught Lily about her worth," I said. He left the bag on a lobby chair like evidence he tried. As he walked out, he turned and said, "Don't make Lily pay for your pride." That line stuck to me the whole drive home. I didn't open it right away. When an adult writes directly to a child in the middle of a conflict, it's not kindness. It's a shortcut. I called Lily over. "Did Grandma give you something today?" I asked. She shook her head, then hesitated. "Miss Daniels," said Aunt Vanessa, asked if I could come to their house after school sometimes. My stomach turned. I sat Lily at the table. "You don't open letters from adults without me, okay?" She nodded. I opened the envelope. Inside was a glittery New Year card, and behind it, a small necklace box, the same peace offering my father tried to force on me. My mother's message was written in that neat, practiced handwriting. "Lilybug, we love you so much. There will always be a place for you at our table. Sometimes your mom gets upset, but that doesn't mean she's right. If you ever need a break, you can always come to us. Family is forever. There will always be a place for you at our table." After they told her there wasn't. And then the real poison. "Sometimes your mom gets upset, so if Lily remembers the danger, she'll blame me for feeling it." If your stomach just dropped like mine did, tell me in the comments, do you think it's ever okay for adults to pull a child into their argument like this? Lily stared at the box like it was a test. "Do you want it?" I asked. "I don't know," she whispered. Kids shouldn't have to choose between love and safety. I filed the card with the Uber receipt and my notes. Evidence, not drama. Then I taped the necklace box back into the envelope, not to send it back, to keep it from reaching Lily again. After I sealed that envelope, I opened Lily's school portal to update her emergency contacts. My hand stopped on the screen. My mother, my father, Vanessa, all still listed as authorized pickups. They didn't just have opinions. They still had access. And I realized, with a sick clarity, that if I didn't move fast, they could show up one afternoon and tell Lily, with a smile, that they'd finally made room for her. The next morning, I took a personal day. Not to rest, to secure my kid. First, I drove to Lily's school with a folder under my arm. Uber receipt, screenshots, the card my mother tried to slip past me. I wasn't there to perform. I was there to document. The office smelled like copier toner and hand sanitizer. The front desk lady smiled too wide, like she thought I was bringing cupcakes. "I need to update Lily's pickup list," I said. She turned her monitor toward me. Sure, honey. We have your parents on here. And Vanessa. I'm removing them, I said. Her smile wavered. Oh, is everything okay? I kept my voice flat. No. A pause. Then she offered, sometimes families have disagreements. This isn't a disagreement, I said, still calm. This is about safety. The assistant principal came out after that. Mr. Lopez. Kind eyes. Tired posture. The look of someone who's seen too many parents cry in that hallway. We sat in a small office. I slid the printed receipt across his desk. He read the line about passenger as a child. No need to wait. And his mouth tightened. Then I showed him the card to Lily. Sometimes your mom gets upset, but that doesn't mean she's right. Mr. Lopez looked up. They sent this to your daughter? Yes, I said. He exhaled slowly. Okay, we can lock this down. He had me fill out forms. He had me sign a statement. He added a note to Lily's file. Do not release to grandparents or aunt. Mother only. Call mother if they appear. Then he said something that felt like another small secret cracking open. They came by yesterday, he told me. My heart skipped. Who did? Your sister, he said. Vanessa. She didn't get Lily. She just asked questions. About dismissal. About whether Lily seemed upset. She said she might help with pickups for the family. For the family. Always. But she didn't have permission, I said. He shook his head. Not from you. She implied she did. Implied. That was Vanessa's whole personality, never lying in a way you could quote, always bending the air until people moved the way she wanted. I thanked him and walked out with my legs steady and my stomach loose, like it could fall out at any second. By noon, I had the locks changed. New deadbolt. New copies. No spare handed out because family. No hidden key under the mat. Then I dealt with Lily's phone. I suspended the old line and set up a new one on a new device. Lily didn't need that phone back. She needed the power it represented access to me, no matter what room she was in. That afternoon, Vanessa called from a blocked number. I didn't answer. My mother left a voicemail, then another, then my father. Their tones shifted with every message. First, hurt. Emily, this is cruel. We're your parents. Then, guilt. Lily needs her grandparents. Don't do this to her. Then, reputation. People are asking why you didn't come to brunch. This is embarrassing. Then, money. We've helped you before. Remember who was there when you needed childcare. Every message ended with the same stamp. For the family. What they meant was, for the hierarchy. The sigh detail was how quickly they forgot Lily's feelings and focused on their access. Not one voicemail asked, is Lily okay? Not one said, we're sorry. They just wanted the door back. That weekend, Lily asked, are we still going to Grandma's for Sunday dinner? No, I said. She nodded like she expected it, but her shoulders still dropped. Did they not like me? She asked, barely audible. I sat down next to her on the couch. This isn't about you being likable, I told her. This is about adults making selfish choices and pretending they're doing it for everyone else. Lily swallowed. So, we're not seeing them anymore? I took a breath. Not for a while. Maybe not ever. She didn't cry. That's the part people don't understand about kids. They don't always cry when you think they should. Sometimes they just get quiet and decide what kind of world they're in. I like it better here, she said finally. Me too, I said, and meant it. 2 days later, the school called. Miss Carter, the receptionist said, voice tight. Your mother is here. My pulse didn't jump this time. It hardened. I'm on my way, I said. When I pulled into the parking lot, my mother was standing at the entrance with a smile and a shopping bag like she'd come to donate supplies. She looked composed, polished, the version of herself that wins in public. Vanessa stood beside her, arms crossed, already annoyed. Mr. Lopez met me at the door. He didn't let them inside. My mother lifted her hands. Emily, honey, we're not here to fight, she said. loud enough for anyone walking by to hear. "We're just worried about Lily." Worried. Always worried. "I put it in writing," I said, low. "You're not authorized." Vanessa rolled her eyes. "This is ridiculous." My mother's smile tightened. "You're making it sound like we're dangerous." I looked her straight in the face. "You sent her home alone. You told the driver not to wait. You wrote to her behind my back. Yes, you are dangerous." For a second, her mask slipped. Just a second. Then she turned her head slightly, like she was posing for invisible witnesses. "We were trying to give you a break," she said, voice soft. "You work so much. We did it for your family." Mr. Lopez stepped forward. "Ma'am, you need to leave," he said firmly. My mother's eyes flashed. "So you're choosing strangers over blood now?" I didn't raise my voice. "I'm choosing my child over your pride." Vanessa leaned toward me, hissing, "You're going to regret this." I watched them walk back to their car, my mother still smiling, Vanessa already typing on her phone. I knew what would come next. The calls, the stories, the version of me they'd sell to anyone who would listen. But here's what they didn't understand. I wasn't afraid of being the villain in their story anymore. I was afraid of my daughter thinking she deserved less. And I'd already decided what access costs. Before I tell you what happened when I finally cut the cord for good, tell me in the comments, do you think my family would back off? Or would they try one last way to pull Lily in? After the school incident, the messages got quieter for a while. Not kinder, just quieter. My mother stopped leaving tearful voicemails and started sending texts that looked like they were written for an audience. "Hope you're doing well. We miss Lily so much. Let's not let one misunderstanding break a family." One misunderstanding. I kept the Uber receipt in my folder and let that phrase bounce off me like rain. A week later, a card arrived in the mail addressed to Lily again. I didn't open it. I wrote "return to sender" and dropped it back in the mailbox on my way to work. That's when I understood what no contact really is. It's not dramatic. It's repetitive. It's saying no, over and over, even when nobody claps for it. On a Tuesday in late January, Janice called me into her office. "Emily," she said, not meeting my eyes, "your mother called the main line." I didn't react. "What did she say?" "She said she's worried about you," Janice replied, like she was reading off a script. "And that you might be going through something." I nodded once. "Did she ask about my work?" Janice hesitated. "She asked if you've been missing time. She asked if you seem stable." Stable. That word again. The polite version of insane. I smiled, controlled. "Thanks for telling me." Then I walked back to my desk and sent HR an email. "Please note I have family members attempting to contact staff. I am requesting no information be shared." No drama. Just paperwork. Same as my letter. Same as the school forms. Same as the lock change. My family thought power came from loudness. They didn't know what to do with quiet systems. That weekend, Lily had a birthday party invitation from a classmate. She was excited, and for the first time since New Year's, her excitement wasn't cautious. At the party, she ran with the other kids. She laughed loud. She took up space. On the drive home, she said, "Mom? Yeah? Do you think Grandma and Aunt Vanessa are mad at me?" The question landed soft and heavy. I kept my eyes on the road. "They're mad at me," I said, "because I said no." "Why?" Lily asked. "Because when you say no to people who are used to you saying yes," I told her, "they feel like you're hurting them, even if you're just protecting yourself." Lily was quiet. Then she said, "I'm glad you said no." I gripped the steering wheel a little tighter. "Me too." In February, my dad sent a text from a new number. "I'm coming by to talk like adults. Lily deserves better than this." I didn't answer. He came by anyway. I saw his truck on the street from the living room window. He stood on my porch, hands in his pockets, looking around like he was visiting a property he used to own. He knocked, then knocked again, then called my name. Lily froze behind me. I kept my voice low. "Go to your room," I told her. "Put on your headphones." She didn't argue. She did it fast, like she'd practiced. I opened the door just enough to speak through the chain. My dad's face softened the way it always did when he wanted something. "Emily," he said quietly, "this has gone too far." "You're on my property," I said. "You need to leave." He blinked, like he wasn't used to hearing that from me. "I just want to talk." "You can write," I said. "You can apologize. You can stop trying to reach Lily through other people. Those are options." His mouth tightened. "You're acting like we're strangers." "You made Lily feel like a stranger," I replied. He exhaled, frustrated, and then shifted tactics like flipping to the next page in the manual. "Your mother isn't well," he said. "This stress isn't good for her. Do you want that on your conscience?" Guilt, the oldest lever. I didn't raise my voice. "If Mom is unwell, she should see a doctor," I said. "Not use it to get access to my child." His eyes hardened. "So you're really doing this?" "I am," I said. He stared at the chain on my door like it was an insult. Then he nodded once. Sharp. "You'll regret shutting out your own blood," he said, and then he left. No apology, no accountability, just another threat dressed up as wisdom. That night, Lily asked, "Was that Grandpa?" "Yes," I said. "Did he say sorry?" she asked. "No," I answered. Lily was quiet for a moment. Then she said, very simply, "Then it's okay." That's what fairness looked like in our house. Not them admitting they were wrong, but Lily learning she didn't have to accept wrongness just because it came from family. Spring came. My parents still hosted gatherings. I saw the photos sometimes when a cousin forgot I'd muted them. Tables set, glasses raised, Vanessa in the center like a queen. There were always enough chairs, just not for us. And Lily started coming back to herself. One evening, months later, we were setting the table for dinner, just the two of us. Lily put out 2 plates and then, without thinking, added a third napkin. She frowned. "Oops," she said, and reached to take it away. I covered her hand gently. "Leave it," I said. She looked at me, confused. "It's a reminder," I told her, "that in this house, there's always room." Lily smiled, small and real. "Always?" "Always," I said. That's the ending people want, I think. A big confrontation. Someone crying. Someone admitting everything. We didn't get that. What we got was quieter. I cut contact completely. No holidays for family. No forced brunches. No phone calls to keep the peace. My parents and Vanessa kept their version of the story. I'm sure they still tell it. Emily overreacted. Emily is difficult. Emily is sensitive. Let them. What they lost was the only thing they actually cared about. Access. They lost the right to be part of Lily's safe memories. And Lily got her dignity back, one ordinary day at a time. So here's my question for you, and I'm asking it because I still turn it over in my head sometimes when family is the excuse for hurting a child. Do you believe walking away is selfish? Or is it the most responsible thing a parent can do?